Demetrius Thomas, career coach with Mobile County Public Schools.
And I'm Savannah Gilman, career coach with Mobile County Public Schools. Today we're going to walk you through some new updates within the Cooter system. One of the cool things that they've added is help preparing students for entrance exams. If you look over on the left tab and scroll down to the button that says Prepare for Entrance Exams, you can see everything that they offer. They offer SAT courses and practice, ACT courses and practice, PSAT, help with your AccuPlacer, which is for community colleges, the ASVAB, and GED practice. For today's purposes, we're going to look at the ACT practice because that is what a lot of our students use the most.
Once you click on ACT Prep, you will come to a screen that looks like this. The ACT online courses will prepare you for the full-length ACT course. You will take an initial diagnostic test, and by taking the initial diagnostic test, it will let you know what your strengths and your weaknesses are. That's where we want the students to start first. Once you take the diagnostic course, you're going to click Take Course, and you're going to come to a screen that looks like this. You're going to have practice tests, you'll have your progress and results, and you will also have your lessons. Once you take the practice test, it's going to evaluate your test, and then it's going to break your lessons down based upon what areas you need to improve upon. Over here, it'll tell you information about the ACT. It'll tell you about the scoring. The scoring is going to be very important for you because it's going to give you a starting score, and then it's going to build you a score at the end. So you want to make sure that once you take these tests, you have at least 4 to 5 points different so that when you actually do take the ACT test, that you will improve your score. Let's look over here at the lessons. You have to do English, math, science, reading, and writing. Over here you see I have 0%. I started, but I haven't finished. Once you go in, and we're going to click here, and I'm going to show you a couple things once you're in here. This right here is going to be how the test is going to be structured. It's going to give you what kind of questions you may see, and it'll tell you about different kind of passages that you may see. Remember, when you go into each of these sections, the tests are timed. Okay, we're going to go back. So for today, we're going to take a look at the math pre-assessment. We're going to double click on Continue Math Pre-Assessment, and I'm going to show you a couple things. You see here you have the question and you have some answers, but pay attention, you also have a timer. The test is timed. When you actually take the ACT, whatever site or whatever date, they're going to be timing you, and you have 60 minutes to do 60 questions. Okay, so you want to make sure that you pay attention to the time, and you want to make sure that you pay attention to the questions. If you see that you're running out of time, it's okay to take an educated guess so you can get through it and so that your answers can be tallied for you. And once you complete, it's going to give you a score. We're going to click Save and Exit.
Always keep in mind that if you can't do it in one setting as well, you can hit Save and Exit. It'll stop you where you left off, and you can log back in and complete the exam later.
And that's how each of the sections will go. There are instructions if you need to read the instructions to see, okay, what do I need to be doing? So the math, you are permitted to use a calculator for any of the problems, but some problems may be best solved without a calculator. So you want to make sure that you read through each of the instructions before you actually start the test so you can know exactly what they're looking for, because in different parts you're going to have to read the passage, and the passages will have numbers. So make sure before you start any pre-test that you go to the instructions and read the instructions. So we're going to exile the instructions. We already talked about the save and exit. If you feel like you can't finish within those 60 minutes and you have something else to do, you want to always save and exit, and it'll stop your clock, and it'll go back to wherever you logged out. Once you complete, you'll be able to check what your score is. We don't have a score because we have not completed this section, but each of the sections, this is how it will be set up. Okay, now we're going to go back. Okay, so here we've completed all of our lessons. We've done English, we've done math, we've done reading, we've done science, and we've done the writing, and we have the concluding lessons, and we have a percentage. Over here you'll find flashcards, and we're going to click on the flashcards. You have flashcards for verbal. You have flashcards for, scroll down, and we have flashcards for math. And we have our resources buttons. Under resources, we have where if you click on each one of them, it's going to take you to another site. This will take you to where the SAT dates, what your deadlines are for the SAT dates. We can click it and we'll just show you. Takes you right there.
Takes you right to the ACT site. This is a wealth of knowledge and resources for you when you're preparing for your ACT exam. It gives you test taking tips. If you X out, we can go back and look. Gives you test taking tips, make sure that you arrive on time, how do you achieve success on that test day, and then it offers college selection, admissions, getting financial aid. So lots of good information that is right here at this link that you don't necessarily have to search around for. So if you scroll back up, we'll show you the flashcards.
We're going to just click on the first deck under verbal flashcards. This is deck 1. Deck 1 is going to go over vocabulary words. There are going to be 20 words in each of the decks. So the first word is benefactor. What is a benefactor? If you don't know, click on it. Now you have the definition, and it also gives you an example. Once you feel like you have mastered this, you're going to move the card to the learn. Okay, we now have moved benefactor to the learn stack. Okay, the next word is rouse. Do we know what that means? Let's turn it over on the back. To stir up or to excite. The music was loud and had a strong beat, roused the crowd to a screaming frenzy. I don't think I know that word, so I think I need a little more practice. So I'm going to keep that card in the deck, so I'm going to keep it. So now I've moved that card to the back of the deck, and that's how you would do. Once you learn a card, if you know you've learned it and you've mastered it, you're going to hit the learn and it'll put it there. If you don't quite understand the word, you're going to hit keep and it'll go through the deck. And once you've completed the deck, all your cards should be here. Then we'll go to the top and we'll take the quiz. You'll come to a screen that looks like this, and all the words that were in your deck are now at the bottom. Once you read through the passage and figure out what word goes where, you will put benefactor, because I think that goes right there. So we'll put benefactor there. Once we put benefactor there, guess what? We now have 250 points. And each word that you put in the slot correctly, you'll gain points. And once you've completed, then you will finish and you should have 50,000 points. But if you get a word wrong and put in the wrong spot, it's going to take points away. So let's put a word in the wrong spot and see what happens. That's wrong. You see, it took 500 points away from us. So once you've done this and mastered this, we can exit out, and then it'll take us to the rest of the decks, and you can move through the decks as you feel you're comfortable with. There's the basic deck, there's a medium desk, and then there's a challenging desk, and it's the same way for math. And for time's sake, we're not going to go through all of them, but we just want you to see this information is here. So now we're going to go back to the home screen under Prep Entrance Exams, and you have practice tests.
Once you've gone through all of the resources, all of the lessons, that's when you'll take the practice test, which is a great stand-in for the real thing.
And in the practice test, Ms. Gilman, there are 3 practice tests. So you have 3 different opportunities to improve your score. And what will happen once you complete all of the practice tests, they're going to compare your score from what you started with and after you take the 3 tests. So this will kind of give you a gauge of what, when you actually sit down to actually take the ACT, of what your score will probably be based upon the information that you took pre-test and the information that you took post-test.
Sounds like a great way to improve your score.
Yes. Yeah. So once you get here, there's course home, there's contents, there's your grade, and then you can check your progress. And the teachers can also assign you lessons here, and so you want to make sure that you are logging in each day to see, hey, have they assigned me something? Are they checking my grades? So we're going to scroll down, and you see I haven't completed any of my practice tests, but there's 15 practice tests. Remember, the 3 areas that they're going to be working on are math, reading, and they're going to be working on English. So you want to make sure, and there's also a writing portion, but for the practice test, those are the 3 areas that they want to see improvement. As you can see, this is like I said, it's a predetermined whether you're going to, how you're going to do on the ACT test. So this is information that will, I promise you, it will help you get you to a better score. We're going to go back because there's one more thing that we want to show you today other than the ACT. We're going to go down and you see if you're interested in military, the ASVAB. There's a prep course for the ASVAB. So if you say, hey, college is not for me, I'm not going to do that, there's a course for you to take there, and it'll kind of give you a gauge of if you were to go sit down and take the actual ASVAB of where you're going to place with that, and maybe something you need to improve on. Maybe it's English or math, but that's also built in.
This is a great way to practice and prepare yourself that other students have to pay for, and as a Mobile County student, you get as a free resource. So make sure that you take advantage of it. The last thing that Ms. Thomas and I wanted to show you is the preparation for AP exams for those of you that are in AP courses or are thinking about AP courses.
So we're going to click where it says prep for AP exams. Once you click there, you'll find there's an AP exam for science, math and computer science, English, history and social science, and the world languages. This is going to be beneficial for all those students. Hey, I think I want to be in advanced placement. What do I need? What kind of test, what kind of exam is it going to be? And this will give you an idea of what kind of questions you will be asked, and it'll let you know, hey, am I going to do good on it, or are there some areas that I need to improve? So we want you to, there's no right or wrong answers for doing it in any order. It's just what you decide that you want to do. If you're in a 9th grade and you say, hey, next year I want to take AP classes, you're going to click here and find which AP classes you think may be a best fit for you, and then you'll take the exam. If we go back here, if you say, hey, Ms. Thomas, I don't want to do that, I want to see where I would place if I want to go to junior college. This is the test that you'll take before you have to enter a junior college like Bishop or Coastal or any of those schools. They do what's called an AccuPlacer, and that's going to look at your English and your math, and they're going to see if they need to place you in a remedial course. Or you may test out and then you can go straight into English 101, or you may have to do remedial, or the same thing, you may go straight into college algebra. But this will be let you know, hey, I'm in high school, I didn't do too good on that test, maybe I need to reach out to a tutor, or maybe I need to go and take some of these prep tests.
Right, so a lot of options available for you. Just make sure that you take advantage of what's offered and do what's best for you. So thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your guidance counselor or us, your career coaches.